Do I think having a negative KD means you're a bad player? Yes and no. If you have a 0.1 KD, you're obviously pretty down bad. Like, let's say in 100 games, you have a 0.1 KD. You're dog shit. That's the honest truth. Because like that's like the exaggerated, like 0.1 is like, I mean, I've never seen that in my life, right? Never. It's very, very, very rare to have, unless you're throwing on purpose. But if you're talking like 0.8, 0.9, 1.0, I mean 1.0 is average. That means you're trading 1 kill for 1 death on average. That is 1-for-1 trade. That is the bare minimum of like, that's fine. And most pro players that play in professional play have, you know, a 1 KD or less. Some people have a 1.2, 1.3. But between 0.7 and 1.3, that's the most amount of people. Like, that's like the average. 1.3 being the higher end, 0.7, 0.8 being the lower end, right? KD doesn't matter. I mean, if you watched my tournament that I played, the SCS tournament this weekend, there'll be videos on YouTube about it. Some games I had 4 kills and like 4 deaths. That's a 1 KD. And I was talking about how I had a really bad game. And I wasn't referring to my kills or deaths. I was referring to like what I contributed with in the server. My droning, my callouts, my IGLing, my stratting. What did I say that benefited my team? And what did I say that fucked my team? There was 4 times in one game on Clubhouse. So first to 7 rounds. We won 7-5. So we played 12 rounds, right? In 12 rounds, I got one of my teammates killed 4 times. Because I made a bad call out. Like, I didn't communicate correctly, so he died. We still won the round, but that's a bad round. So I didn't care whether I got a kill that round or whether I died that round, so my KD wasn't in the question. I was like, okay, I could have played that better. Like, I could have communicated that more precise. I didn't have to get him killed. I could have IGL'd the plant better. I could have droned more. I would have held the flank drone longer. So there are so many ways to add value to your team than just getting kills. But obviously the KD and the scoreboard is the easiest, quickest, and simplest way of judging someone's performance. But it's also the worst. If you want to judge somebody's performance, you gotta look at what's called KOST. KOST. It stands for kills, objective, survival, and trade. And then you can look at like clutches and like, you know, everything else. But KOST is like consistency, kind of. It kind of values in 4 factors that are different areas of the game. And if you have a high KOST but a low amount of kills, that means you had a lot of good value. It's basically, it kind of means uptime. Higher the KOST, the more uptime you had. It's also measured in percent. So if you have 100% KOST, that meant that you had arguably a perfect game. Like, that's like the perfect game. If you had 2 kills and 100% KOST, that's one kind of perfect game. And if you had 10 kills and perfect KOST, that's a different kind of 100% game, right? But support players are always measured in pro play by their KOST, by their communication, by their leadership, and by their droning. And you cannot measure that in any shape or form. So it's all about paying attention to, you know, what they do for you, and then recognize it. My rank KD is 2.14. I know, my KD is ridiculous. I have very good stats. But I'm a pro player. I played back in year 1. I'm arguably one of the best players in the game, or used to be. My Smurf account this season has a 2 KD in 90 games. Like, it's really high. But again, those are outliers. I don't actually have a 2 KD every game.